All righty, and we're live from the garage, aka the shop, the where all the CNCs are. I didn't get a chance to do a Gatton CNC live, one of the official ones. This is going to be known as the unofficial one, but I didn't get a chance to do one this past Wednesday, and I posted a picture of this on Facebook the other day. I've got to get a new dust shoe made. This thing is just not holding up like it should. So today's little stream, I figure I'm gonna, since I have this camera stuff out here anyway, I just turn it on, and anybody that wants to come hang out and watch can come hang out. But hopefully, when I get done, I'm gonna have one. This is the one off my Gatton, and it's just so beautiful. And this one's 3 or 4 years old now, I guess, and it just works fantastic. But I've got the stuff I'm going to be using here is this stuff right here. I don't have a link down below. Sorry, I don't. At least I don't think I do. I might have. I don't know. But this is the good stuff. That right there. But anybody that's hanging out, if you got any questions, as I'm feeling around here, if you got any questions and want to ask me about something, I will be checking the chat. Obviously, I won't be keeping a real close eye on it because I'm going to be back here piddling. But if you got any questions or something, just put them in the chat. If I don't see them the first time, I'll scroll up. And if I miss them, when you see me walk over to look at this, then that's when to put it in there. And we already got a pretty decent crowd here just to watch me make a dust shoe. But anyway, you might be able to see on the TV screen right back here, and it's also over there too. That's basically what I'm going to make. It's basically just like this one, except it's slightly a different size because that's a little bit different the way that setup works. But I've got another camera set up. If I show you this other camera here, some of you might recognize that I'm actually going to make that out of a spare part. I don't have really any junk plywood 3/4 inch laying around, so I'm using what is part of the Z carriage. That's an extra back that I had. So I will be using that. But anyway, like I said, I won't be catching all of the chat, but let's just go through here and see who's here. There's Solar Man's here, Paul Stewart, Steve from Harnell Media. Solar Man's going to watch while he plays with his little car. Have y'all seen that little thing he's got? It's amazing. I still can't believe. I want to see a picture with him sitting in it because I'm still not sure that Ryan's going to be able to fit in that thing. Kevin Ailes is here. Greg Euler. How you doing, Greg? That's Sean. How you doing, Sean? Harry's Place. Hello, Harry. Darren Birds, Ontario, Canada. How you doing, Darren? Jerry Bonifield. Dale Ludlam. Chris is here. How you doing, Chris? Happy birthday, 41. Are you 41 today? I wish I was 41. Rob Schuster. How you doing, Rob? First of all, I guess I should ask too. Can everybody hear me okay? And also, can you still hear me when I back up here? Because this is where I'm going to be most of the time. I figure I'd just push this way back and try to get as far away as I can, get a good wide shot. Mike Smith's here. Marcello, Dave Hines, Dave Mack. Man, a whole bunch of y'all. All right. Well, there's Dave from Portal Woodworks. How you doing? All right. Well, I'm going to I had to come out here early because I had to update my VCarve Pro. I didn't have that one updated, and I thought, well, Sure as I don't, I'll get out here and then I'll forget something and need to modify the program. And that one won't open it because it's not the right version. So I've got that all done. So now I'm just going to fire this thing up. We'll get it referenced. I got to change the bit, and then I'll go ahead and start running, and I'll switch it to the other camera while I'm running. It may get a little loud, but I figure you guys are used to that. So let me get this thing turned on here. While that thing's booting up, I know this is the first time I've ever shown my Avid in one of these things, so I don't know whether anybody will ask or not, but okay, sound is good deal. This one runs, I'm running Mach 3, good old Mach 3 to run this one. And it has a smooth stepper, the Warp 9 smooth stepper. That's what is in the control box down there. Runs like a champ. So, see, I think we're all booted up. I don't know, can y'all still hear me from way back here when I holler? I should have had this bit already changed out, but I do not. I'm going to use 2 bits actually for this, so I'll be doing two different runs here. The first one is I'm going to be making the groove, and this stuff you get from I got a 3-foot piece of it. This stuff that you get from a master car, I've measured with the calipers because it's got a, let's see if I can hold it up here. This little plastic, rubbery plastic thing that holds all the bristles in. When I measured that with calipers, it's right about 0.2. So what I'm going to do is I'm using a 1/8 inch bit, and I'll be cutting that groove. And the way I did the one on this one, and it worked so well, I like I said, I cut the groove kind of undersized, and then before I pull this up, I test to see if I can get that pushed down in there. Because if you take a screwdriver and kind of wedge it down in, I've never glued or screwed anything. This is just pushed in there, and it stays in there, and it just works fantastic. So I can't remember what size groove I put in that one, but I'm going to start with like 3/16. Use that 1/8 bit to cut a 3/16 groove, and then if that's not right, I can just keep adding, 10 thousandths or 20 or whatever until I get it to where. Hopefully, I don't make it too big, because I want it to be just like that other one. I want to be able to just push it down in there, and that's what holds it. So let me get this bit changed out. Let's see. No questions. Good. I think the batteries may be going on this wireless. Sometimes if I get it too far away, it's been acting up like that. But I think it might be time to put some fresh batteries in this wireless keyboard. All right, so I'm going to start off with this white bit in here. Get our 0 set. If I can get this to operate here. Maybe I should maybe I'll go ahead and switch to the other camera so y'all can see what I'm doing here. Not that it's that exciting, but and this isn't too critical, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. I got plenty of material to work with. So I've got my X and Y close enough, so I'm going to go ahead and 0 those out. I'll raise this back up and use my little Z plate here. And it's working. Get the auto tool 0. All right, I haven't even loaded my program in yet, so I'll do that. That way I can double check and make sure that, let's see where I put the thing. Desktop, I think, where I put it. All right, so I'm going to go to my toolpath thing here and check to make sure that that I did set the 0 at the top of the material. It looks like I did, so I think we're ready to go. And this may get loud here for just a sec, but if you're wearing headphones, be ready because I'm fixing to fire it up here. Okay. Hopefully that wasn't too loud for y'all. I saw as soon as it started, I'm thinking, well, I don't remember having the ramps turned on, but I guess they were. They were sure ramping. And this might get a little bit loud too. I'm going to get the shop back out here. And I can do it without knocking that camera over. All right, I see somebody. Let's see. Mike Smith says your 4-inch dust hose looks lighter than mine. Mine is too heavy. Where did yours come from? I bought it off of Amazon. I can send. I'd have to go back and look at my Amazon orders, which they keep track of everything. But I bought it. I got the Avid all finished, assembled in February. So I'm sure I probably bought it in February. So I won't have to go that far back. But I can get you a link to that hose. But it was on Amazon. If you just look at 4-inch dust collection hose, and I also bought. Well, I don't have an extra one out here, but these little rings that got the little, these hose clamps that got the little butterfly knob-like thing on them. Those are really handy. I think I bought those off of Amazon at the same time I bought that hose. All right. Well, now that I've got that vacuumed out, what I want to do is take this and see if I can poke it in there, or at least get it started. I don't want to poke it in all the way, but see if I'm close with that 3/16. That way I can check it. Move this back out of the way a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why I had the ramp on. I didn't think it was on. All right, let me get a flat blade screwdriver. Oh yeah, here's one of those things. I knew I had a spare somewhere. These are fantastic because you don't have to try to get a screwdriver in. Work fantastic. I don't know where all my screwdrivers went. Well, I'll use one of these. Let's see if I can get this started in here. I think that may be just a tad bit too snug. Of course, I got some fuzzies on there when I cut across the grain of that here. I may have to add, yeah, that's going to be a little too stuck. So I'm going to go back into VCarve, and I will do an offset Probably about 10 thousandths, and we'll try that. And I'll check here, see if there's any. Nope, no questions. Good. That's not what I want. Let's try that again. Oh, that's what. Okay. All right. See if we can make it. Just a hair bigger. All right, so now let me get this out of the way again, vacuum it out. Hopefully I made it just a smidge bigger and it'll fit. I think I can find my bigger screwdriver. I may be in business. But I know there's another one over here somewhere. Toolbox. Maybe this one will work. Well, that's still just a little bit too snug. Let's see what I can get. Looks like this thing is a little fatter when you measure it on down here. Let's see. That's good. Yeah, this thing I'm gonna need to have to go a little bit more. So, all right, still no questions. That's good. I see. I see Solar Man says, no questions. What kind of live is this? I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably pretty boring. But don't act like I didn't tell you what I was going to be doing. So, if you're bored. I really just like to sneak up on this stuff because I really like to have to really force it in there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that'll work right there. So I had to add about 20 thou to what my original, I had 3/16 originally. But now that's going to push in there and be really snug like the other one. And it will, I won't have to try to glue it in or anything like that. It'll work just fine, just pressed in there. All right, so now I've got to change out the bit and run the other part of the program. Basically, if nobody's asked, but I was wondering if anybody was going to ask what, when I first started, it does these two little ticks right here. What that is that's going to be the location for where this magnet goes. And I'm going to put a pocket, but the pocket goes on the other side. So what I'm doing is putting that little tick mark right here. And then I'll take a real tiny bit and drill through so that when I flip it over, now I have a little tiny hole to put my point for my my Forstner bit, which is the same size. I got to be careful because these magnets are strong as heck. I cut my finger last night. I brought two of them out here, and I was trying to stick them together without catching my finger in between them. And it pulled the one out of my hand, and it hit so hard it shattered the other one. Then I had little fragments all over the one that didn't break, because as I was trying to pull them off, they were sharp. And I cut my finger and laid like stuck on. Okay, so let me get this bit changed out. I know this is all real exciting for you guys. J Fabrications in the house. How you doing? A little surprised how many passes you're tacking. I would expect one rough followed by one adjustment, or just being cautious. I never go super aggressive. I know I can, especially with this machine. But one, I want to keep everything smooth and not have to do any sanding and stuff. And plus, if it breaks that bit, I think that's probably the only one I've got. So that's, you want to run yours faster or deeper, by all means, go ready. Won't bother me. Now see if I can find it. I probably should use something bigger. Well, no. I'm going to be milling the two holes, and it's going to take a minute because I'm using a 1/4 inch, but we don't have nothing but time anyway, so. That way I don't have to change the bit out to do the part now. Okay, load the other program again. And do our zero. Okay, let me double check. I think I got everything ready to go on this. All right, make it loud, a little loud again, guys. So, wearing headphones, take them off. Okay. Here we go. Sorry for all the loud noise. I see we had a question earlier. Carol says first, sorry, this is probably asked a million times. It doesn't matter. Every question has been asked a lot, but which dust collection system do you recommend for the average hobbyist? And I see you got some recommendations for the Harbor Freight, and I would concur with that. That's a good thing. But I'd also add that if you're just starting out and you're on a really tight budget, you can use a regular shop vac. They're not really made to run a super long time. So if you're doing, well, I would say 3D carving, but a lot of times on 3D carving, you don't need to use dust collection anyway, and you want to watch it as it's doing it. But I use the shop vac with a trash can, and I made one of those I don't know how you say it, baffle things, and then I used just a regular small shop vac, like a 3-horse or something shop vac. Used that for a long time. So, all right, Johnny, good to see you. Glad you could stop by. Hey, there's Becca Miller. She's late as usual. But yeah, but the Harbor Freight's a good one. And like the guy said in the chat, there are tons of YouTube videos on how to do that with a CNC. So I see another question's coming here. I'm waiting for it to pop up over here so I can highlight it. I think we got about a 30-second delay or something. And while I'm waiting for it to pop up, I will vacuum some more. Okay, that question still never did pop up. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Dave, why did you pocket cut the circles for the vacuum and not just cut on the inside of the line? I could have done that, but then you got the circle that goes flying out like a hockey puck, and I can tell you from experience, those hurt if they hit you. So I usually just wipe the material out. It takes longer, I know, but I'm not in any hurry when I do. This is a one-time thing. So, man, I got dust all over the place. You ought to see this keyboard stuff. It's covered with dust just from running that little bit of stuff. You get the fuzzies off. This plywood always, even if you put a brand new bit in it, this is an old bit. I've got a lot of miles on this bit from cutting Gatton CNC kits, but it still cuts perfect when it's going with the grain of the veneer. But when you start doing a cross cut, it pops up the fuzzies everywhere. I think I'll be able to take this out of here now. Yeah, that's good. Like I said, some of you Gatton CNC people will recognize this this part or what it was before I cut this thing out of the middle of it. So, and I thought I put 3 tabs on that too. There's only 2. It's one, and the whole thing didn't come flying out of there. This is what I was talking about earlier. If I hold it up here where you can see it, these little tick marks. I just had to go about a 16th deep, and that's just so I know where to put a little tiny drill. And then when it comes out this side, I'll know where to put the Forstner bit point to put the little pocket for the magnets. Because you got to get that in the right spot. All right, let me see if I can cut this out of here. See how many people we still got. Yeah, we still got most of y'all hanging with us. We've been on here an hour just pilling around, making racket. This is what I use to cut stuff out of the cut off the top. Try to flush them because right behind this monitor, these two monitors here, I have a little router table that I keep set up with a flush trim bit, so I knock all the stuff off flush with that. So I don't try to get fancy with this thing. By the way, I don't remember where he bought it, but my buddy Jim bought these. I guess he probably bought them off of Amazon. And he had a good deal, so he bought two and he gave me one of them. And I know you can't see this, but it's one of those spools where you just pull down the cord and it's got the three thing. These are the handiest dang things, I'm telling you. You don't have all these in your shop, you ought to get them. They're really nice. Always have an outlet right within reach there. Let's see. Carol says, Dave, wanted to let you know my son loves playing with motion control. He is now building your test setup that you did a video on. Awesome. Cool. Wade says, nice working machine. Yeah, they have a pretty nice little machine, I have to say. Ryan says, it's been 3-ish years and I don't have dust collection yet. Well, no need to get in a hurry. Big Al Forte's in the house. How you doing, Al? Good to see you. I got a new Boomer video out, Al. I don't know if you've seen it. Tim Halcom says hello. How you doing? Becca says, I have one and one for my air right next to it. Love them both. Yeah, I wish I had one for an air compressor, but all I've got is just one of those little pancake compressors in here. I gave away my good one to my son. Never have replaced it. Let's see. Tennessee Wood Signs says, I don't know why I got these on there, so covered up with dust now. How long did you have to wait for your Avid CNC? They are telling me 11 weeks. Did you have to pay up front or leave a deposit? I ordered mine last December. Man, look, this thing is covered with dust. And we're talking, this is 6 or 8 feet away. I ordered mine last December. Of course, that was kind of before the COVID thing. It was going on in China and stuff, but it hadn't really, nobody really was talking about it much over here. But when I ordered mine, if I remember correctly, because I was talking to Corey, and if I remember correctly, they said you could pay half and pay the other half, and I just said, no, let me just go ahead and do it all and send it when you got it. So I paid for mine all up front, and mine didn't take 11 weeks. I ordered it, I want to say the 17th of December, I think. And by, I think, around the 18th or 19th of January, I got the cartons, because they come from two different places, the parts. All the aluminum extrusion stuff, the 80/20 type stuff, that all comes from that company in Indiana. They make it for Avid and ship it direct. So I got that first. That was like 3 or 4 cartons. And then about a week later, I think, all the rest of it come. UPS little gal pulled it back the truck up, and I got my wagon. If you watch the first part of the video that I did on this, that's exactly how it was. I took that video off of my security camera when the UPS driver brought it. So I had about 14 more cartons. So whatever that is, December 17th, about 5 weeks, 6 tops probably. Patrick Curtis in the house. How you doing, Patrick's? Al says he saw the DC area. Yeah, that was one of those free scenery packs from flightsim.to. I don't know if you're familiar with that. There's a link to that in the video if you want it. Ryan says, I just bought one for my basement shop. Got it from Home Depot, $30. Okay. There's Carrie Rick Van Every. How you doing, Carrie? All right, what did I do with this thing? All right, so still got a few little spots on here. Okay, so for those of you who may have tuned in late, what I did is I used a 1/8 inch bit to cut this pocket groove out here, and I started out at 3/16 because I measured this, if you can see this plastic stuff that binds the bristles. It measures about 0.2, 0.21, something like that. So I started out at 3/16 and it couldn't get it shoved in. And so I just kept going. I went another 10 and then another 10. So I ended up doing more, 20 thousandths more total. So 188 plus 20 is what? 208. Is that right? I don't know if I'm doing my math right. But anyway, I found that I can now get it shoved in there. So I think I'll be fine. The other thing I did was I put these 2 little tick marks, and you'll see what I'm going to do with those. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. All right, so now I'm going to take a drill with a little teeny tiny drill bit in it. Find that spot where I put my little tick mark on this side. Try to hold the drill nice and straight. And go through it just enough. Now I'll know to put the point of my Forster bit right there to make the little pocket for where the magnet's going to go. And hopefully they are in the right spot. I'll put the Forstner bit in there. And really, I never use a Forstner bit with a hand drill, but I'm going to today. I always like to go around to my drill press out in the shop so I can get it nice and straight. But I'm going to do it right here, and hopefully I won't screw up too bad. Make sure I get that point right there. I think I saw another question too. How do you keep the bristles from being sucked into the vacuum stream? Mine sucks up into it. Mine on my Gatton, and it uses these soft bristles too. Mine will do that sometimes too, but it doesn't really affect. Well, it does, but I mean, it doesn't really leave a big mess. I don't try to. My goal in dust collection is I'm not worried about it trying to get every little thing. If it gets the majority of it, that's what I'm hoping for. And of course, with this style or this design where the hose is in front, anytime you're coming to the very front, there's a thing, this is going to be hanging over and you're not getting a good seal. So, but yeah, mine sucks up the bristles sometimes too. All right, I think I've got. Oh yeah. Well, that magnet will fit in there like that. I hope I didn't make that too deep. Now if I can't get it out. All right, let's see if I can make this other pocket. Can't find that spot on here. If anybody's wanting some Christmas ideas for old Dave, new Forstner bits, probably work. This one. 1.25 inches, that's probably my most used Forstner bit. So. Yeah, that hole got a little bit of bollards, so I'll definitely need to put the screws on that. All right, so let me clean it up a little bit again. Oh. Okay. You know what? I hate to turn it on, but I'm going to turn on that router table behind you just real quick to go ahead and knock those off, because if I don't, I'm going to forget. So y'all hold your ears for another second. If I can get over here to it. Got those knocked off. I guess I should test fit here. Yeah, it looks like those magnets are going to line up really good. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use this anymore. So I'll probably steal the screws out of this one. Looks like there wasn't even a screw. There probably was a screw in that one at one time. It probably fell out and got sucked up in the vacuum. Just, got a little glue and crud on it. It's just with one leg. Let's see. These are really strong magnets. I am not kidding. Because just with one on it, it would hold it, but I need the other one to. Right, now I'm going to have to find a little screw. And I'm not sure what kind of. It's pretty big, but that one. Let's see. Woo. What is it we're supposed to say now, guys? I ain't going nowhere. All right, so now all I have to do is hook this stuff in there and trim it. Trim the length, and we should be good to go. Let's see. I think I've got some scissors. That will work. And what I always do, everybody can do it different, but what I usually do is I'll start right here. And wrap it around this way and then cut it off there, and then I put a separate piece across the back so that I stop the first piece right there, and then the back piece will overlap that. Now, need that little screwdriver to push with. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it, but this groove that I'm putting this in, I just cut it 1/4 inch deep. That should be enough to hold it. You just kind of have to be patient and work work this around. It's a little hard to work with by yourself. You need a couple more hands to hold it. But I think we can get it to go. It's a lot easier to do on the straight lines than trying to go around that curve. But it's sticking in there really nice. Okay, before I get too crazy here, I need to go ahead and cut this. I think I'm going to use my. Got to be better to use these. Alrighty. Okay, you can see that really pops into that groove. Nice, and it's not going to come out. Right now, I'm just going to kind of eyeball this one and measure. Use these cutters. That made that just a smidgen too long. Okay. So there we go. And as you can see, this one looks very similar. The only difference with this one is I've got this with this one. I've got the super strong magnets in the top part, which I also do on this one. But with this one, I just used some washers and a screw to hold the washers in, and then that's what sticks to this. But with these, with the Avid, I wanted to make sure that this sucker never falls off. So I use these super strong, I don't know what kind of magnets these are, but they're like, and they even have a warning on the box, you know, be careful because you get your finger caught in between two of them and mash the heck out of it. So let's see how it works. Oh yeah. That's more like it right there. It does wiggle a little bit, but it's, as it goes, with these brushes being soft, as it goes over these knobs and stuff, It'll glide right over them. So I'm pretty stoked to get that done, because that's every time I come out here and I go to put the, I get the bit in, I get ready to fire it up, and I go, oh, I got to put the pedestrian on. I grab it, and I'm like, oh, why haven't I got up here and made another one? But there we go. Now it's going to be real nice, I think. So let's see if I miss any questions. Let's see. Let me back up here. Direct Tools has a Forstner bit set for $20. Okay. Al says he calls them Fortner bits. Al cracks me up. All right. Becca says, switch from Facebook to YouTube, repeating my question. Why not let the CNC drill the holes? If you're talking about the pockets for the magnets, I think that's what you're talking about, Becca. See, when I start out, it's on this side, because I'm putting the groove in for this stuff here, the brushes. So I just put that tick mark so that I would know to put my little tiny drill and drill through, and then that's where I stick my point in my Forstner bit to do this. I could have flipped it over, but it's like I always tell people, the CNC is not the perfect machine for every job. Sometimes it's easier just to, all I needed to know was where I need to put it so that it lines up good with the other. That snaps on there pretty good. So let's see. Yeah, it was on the opposite side is what the deal was. Dave takes shortcuts. Yeah. I mean, we're already an hour and a half stream. Come on, folks. It's just I don't know if you call it shortcut. It's just as easy to do it that way. The real shortcut I took was by using that Forstner bit in a hand drill and not taking it out there on my drill press in the shop. That was a shortcut. But it worked out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. I am not a perfectionist. I'm all about function. Does it work? If it does, then it's good. Ryan says, I want to do a live thing. Can I do that with YouTube, or do I need to get StreamYard? Well, I love StreamYard, but they also have a free version, Ryan. There's 3 different plans. There's a free plan, which costs nothing. There's a basic plan, which costs $25 a month, I think, and that's what I had up until just recently. But with the free version, you can stream one destination. So if you just want to stream to YouTube, the free plan would work for you. You would be able to stream in 720p to YouTube. Super easy. If you bought the basic plan for $25 a month, I'm sounding like a StreamYard salesman now, aren't I? For $25 a month, you can stream up to 3 destinations. So you could do, like, say, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch if you wanted. Again, the basic only has 720p. That's why I recently went up. I kept waiting for them to add 1080p to the basic plan, which is what I had, and I don't think they're going to do it. They keep putting it off. But they do have 1080 in the Pro plan. So I went ahead and splurged for the Pro plan. That's why I look so awesome in 1080p here. Although I got this light shining right in my face here. And it's like $49 a month. Yeah. Don says, I'd have likely done it the same way he did. With a drill press, it would have been about a 2-minute process to finish this up. Well, it would have been taking me longer than 2 minutes to walk out to the shop, turn the light on, unlock the door, knock the cobwebs off the drill press, all that kind of stuff. Robert Avery's in the house. How you doing, Robert? Carrie says she's with Becca on this one. So let's see. Becca says, maybe I didn't read it right. You could have made the first holes all the way through. Yeah, but then you got to figure out how to hold the magnet in there. I just want a pocket to sink them in. Unless I'm missing something. Way not to do a double side job for the magnets. Yeah. I just need to know where they are located on the other side. And the simplest way was for me, is to use the CNC to mark the spot and it's drill through, and then I see that little hole on the other side. Use my clamps. Okay. Becca's being hard to get along with today, isn't she? Let's see. And Troy says, if only he had a table, he could clamp it to. Yeah. You guys. All right. Yeah. The pockets are on the other side. But why just tick? Just drill it on through. Well, again, Becca, I just need a little tiny hole so that I know where to put my point on my Forstner bit. If I had a 1/8 inch hole, then it would have been sloppier. So I just put the 1/8 check mark on the bottom side and then use a little teeny tiny drill bit so that it more closely matches the point on that Forstner bit. I will watch. I'll be there. I'll watch just see if you can fit in it. That's what I want to see. Harry Vaughn wants to know where I got the brush. I got you covered, Harry. Go to, I don't have a link here. Wait a minute, where is it? Oh, here it is. There's the McMaster Car part number. Go to McMastercar.com and put in their search window 7900T2. And that is that brush. This is the 3-inch brush. Works fantastic. I love it. Way better than that other stuff that I had. Okay, I guess we quieted her down now. Okay, Carrie says she only roused me because you're like, well, I'm glad somebody does. Yeah. All right, there you go, Harry. All right, folks, so there we have it. In an hour and a half or so, we have gone from this, which is about as ugly as you can get. And look at all the stuff that's still in it. I mean, it's got stuff all in it. So we have gone from this to this beautiful piece of stuff here. But I'm really excited because now when I come out here, I have twins because my Gatton has this one, and now my Abbott has this one. So and I don't know why I didn't buy this stuff to start with. That's some good magnets right there. But But anyway, I'm happy I finally took the time to get that done. And I guess that's going to do it. Let me know if you, yeah, Al Forte says sexy. Yeah, I think it is. And I got a feeling it's going to work better because that one there had gotten so lumpy and clunked out that it didn't really do that good a job. So y'all let me know that, hey, Dennis, how you doing? Good to see you. Y'all let me know if you would like to see more of these types of lives where I'm just out here piddling, because I got, I don't do a whole lot of projects, mainly because I don't have time. I do stuff like this because I really need to do it. But I do have some stuff that I'm wanting to do. Yeah, Chris says he got paid to watch, so you're welcome. But I do have some things that I'd like to do, and most of the time I just come out here and do them. I don't worry about setting up thing, but I don't know if y'all can see this. Well, let me turn it around. Let me turn this camera and point it at this, and then I'll switch to that camera, and you can see what my little setup is. And Ryan, if you're wanting to be a live streamer, you may want to look at something like this. But here's my setup right here. You see I've got this little roll around thing. All of this stuff is from Amazon. My computer sits down there. I've got a big heavy duty power strip down there where all the crap can plug into that one thing. Got my mic boom right here. Have the two monitors set up on a dual monitor stand. And this is all on little casters. And of course now it's all dusty, and you can see my little homemade LED strip lights that I put up. But normally this isn't dusty because I have an old sheet that I just throw over it and I push it around wherever, out of the way from wherever I'm working. And then that way, when I go to do a live, it's not a pain in the butt. Before, that's why I didn't like to do lives from the shop, is because it was a ton of work bringing all this equipment out here. Now I keep it all on this little thing. I just run a drop cord over to plug into that power strip, plug it in, and run my internet out here, and I'm good to go. I can set up and do a live stream in 5 minutes. So cut that camera back off. So there you go. That's my setup in a nutshell. All right, I'm going to get out of here, I guess. Tomorrow I'll get to try out I may even do it today. Get to try out my new dust shoe. I think it's going to work good. I noticed it looks like it's. No, I thought I was seeing a gap there, but I'm not. It's just the way the plywood looks. But yeah, I'm really excited. That thing's going to hang on there good. So Carol wants to know, how are you not getting noise feedback? Well, Carol, since you asked, on this, when I did that shot from this camera a while ago, I'll do it again real quick. You may notice that here on this monitor, here's the webcam. This is StreamYard right here. Right here on this one. Over here, I actually have YouTube open, but I have the YouTube muted. And as long as there's nobody else in here and I'm the only one talking, there's not going to be any other noise to get any feedback. All right. Last chance to ask a question. Anybody got any questions? I don't see any over there. I'll give you a couple seconds to see if then if not, I will get out of here. I really appreciate y'all, man. We've had probably a better crowd for this live than the ones I do on Wednesday. So I'm thinking maybe the ones I do on Wednesday are too boring. Nobody wants to watch them. But yeah, I got a few more little odds and ends I want to make. One last thing before I go. Do not forget 2020 Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge is coming up. Starts Black Friday. Black Friday falls on November 27th this year. I've updated the website. So if you go to the davegatton.com website, which is right here, you'll see a thing at the top, a page that says 2020 Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge. I hope we get a lot of people that will participate in that this year. This will be the 5th year for me to do the challenge. I think, I don't know, Klingspor always sponsors, and sometimes I can get Rockler to sponsor something too. Usually they do clamps or something like that. But I may try to just, in order to have prizes for more places, I may do like the top 5 get a certain dollar amount gift card, and then the 6 through 10 will get another gift card, maybe a little less than the top 5 or whatever. But try to make it worthwhile for people to get out in their shop and do it. But all the little rules and details about the Christmas challenge is over there on the website. So be sure and check that out. And that's it. I don't see any more questions, so we're going to get out of here on this one. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Thanks for all your help making that dust chute. And if anybody wants to make one like that, I'm pretty sure that the files for that are in the file section of the Gatton CNC group. I'm pretty sure. And, of course, you might have to modify them or something if you're using a different router or spindle or whatever. But anyway, that's it, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time.